Hey guys, today let us see how to load a Excel data into Power BI and how to create a data model out of it. So I have this apparel data set. I have this customer, employee, product category, and sales details. So few things I have noticed when I analyze the data before I upload this into Power BI. So one is customer. Okay, the customer ID is named as cust ID, whereas here it is customer ID. There is a name difference over here. Another thing is the office details, right? So I have an office ID over here in the employee table, which is a single digit number, whereas here I have some data issues over here, so we have to do some transformation to get only the first digits. Okay, so this is one thing. And you can also see few more transformations, like how to get first name and last name out of this, something like that. Okay, so let's get into Power BI. Let me go to an Excel source. Let's pull this data. I'm selecting all my tables available in the Excel, including this territory, which we'll see it later, which doesn't have any meaningful data over here. So, but still, I'm going ahead. I'm selecting all the details. So either I can load the data, or if I want to have a peek preview of it and do some transformation, I can go to transform data. Okay, so I'll go with transform so that I will know what I'm loading and how my data looks like. I have a quick preview before I load the actual data. So transform data automatically takes me to the transform page, the Power Query editor, where we can see all the list of tables, right? So category, we could see the source is coming from my Excel, and then other steps, right? So these are all the steps which is going to be executed in a sequential manner for each of these tables. Okay. So any transformation do on top of it is going to be added as a new step over here. Okay. Okay. Now let me go to table view, and we will have a quick preview of our data, each of the data in our data model. Okay. So as discussed, right? So I could see cust ID in customer ID in order header, and I also have a territory table. So let's look into our data model. Let's see how the associations are formed. So Power BI was able to automatically identify few relationship, and it has come up with this data model. Let me quickly rearrange this. So I have my supplier and product linked via supplier ID. Okay, employee. I also have my category linked with the product. Okay. So obviously customer is not linked because of this name difference. This is customer ID, this is customer ID. And office again is not linked because the difference in content, right? Even though the name is same, but the content is different. So we have to transform that. And territory, it doesn't have any match anywhere in the existing data model. Okay, so we can ignore this a table, okay, in the transformation layer itself. We don't have to bring this table, so we'll see how to ignore this. So now we can click on this link and we can see what's the relationship, right? So the product and category, you could see this particular column is highlighted, which is category id. So these two table are linked based on the category id, and it's a many to one relationship. It's a single directional one. So it's a category can have many products, right? So one category with many products, so one to many relationship, and the direction is single directional from this to this, right? So from category, the direction goes to product. So any selection I make on category going to filter my product, and any filter I select going to be applied on my fact table, right? So it's a that's how the direction works. And any selections from here from employee is going to hit my order detail. From there it's going to hit my order header and then order details, right? So if you have noticed, all the directions move towards from dimension to the fact table, right? Similarly for supplier, one to many, one to many towards this direction. So here one to many, so from here to here one to many towards this direction. So everything is moving towards the fact. Now let's quickly form a relationship here. So I can either drag and drop this cust id to this customer id, okay. I can form a relationship either by dragging and dropping it over here, or I can click on manage relationship. I could see all the existing relationship. I can create a new one, okay. So the relationship I want is between customer and order header, right? So I'm selecting customer id and this customer id, and this one customer can have multiple orders, so it's a one to many relationship. That's a single directional cross filter. Click on ok, so you could see a new relationship is added now, right? So now, yes, so we could see customer and order header is linked through this field, okay. When I place my mouse over, I could see cust id and customer id. So this relationship is established. Whereas for office, we have to fix the data, right? For office, the values doesn't look good. Back to our Power Query editor. So here, I want to extract only the first character or the first digit from this field, okay. So let me select this field. I'll go to transform. I will say extract the first character alone. So I can define how many characters I want to extract. So I'll just say one. So it is going to pull only the first character, right? So we could see a new step has been added over here. Extract first character, and this is the formula. So it is going to extract text from the first character from this field, right? Office field. So this step will be executed after the first four step. Okay. So now the contents are ready. So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my uh, employee offices also has got similar content, right? Okay. So now we are good with this. And similarly, I will also try to split this column, okay, into the first name and last name. So before that, I will take a copy of this. So not to disturb the original column, I'll say duplicate column. So I got a copy here. This column, I'll split this, okay. I'll split by delimiter. So here the delimiter is the space between the first name and last name, okay. Whereas here there are cases where we have three words, right, with two spaces. So when I simply mention the delimiter, then I have to say which delimiter. So which is first encounter, whether it is on the left side or on the right side, right? So when I say delimiter, it is space, but I'm specifically saying it's the leftmost delimiter. So the first delimiter, when it encounters the first delimiter, there the split string will be applied. So Charles will be taken as a first name, and whatever follows after that first delimiter will be together clubbed as my second name. Both this two words, right? So I will go with this logic. Space delimiter, the leftmost most delimiter. Okay, so I'm clicking on OK. So I could see a new rule is appended, and I could see the names are split. I can, yeah. So here rock rollman. So we could see rock and rollman, right? So I'll just also rename this. I'll call this as my first name and last name. Okay. So here we could see new step has been added for that as well. So here it says rename column so and so. This column is named as this, and this field is renamed as this, right? So we have this new rule for naming the columns. So now that we are all set with renaming the columns and transforming the office data, let me quickly apply this. I'll just close and apply this so that all this transformation will be applied and it will perform a reload again one more time. Okay. Now I can go to the data model view and I can form a relationship between this office and the office over in the employee. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, either I can go with manager relationship or I can simply drag and drop this over here. Okay. So now I can simply hover over. I could see this office is associated to that office. Okay. And we forgot to do handle this territory. So let's go back to transform data. So when I right click on territory, we have an option to enable this or disable this, right? So when I deselect this will not be loaded into my data model. Okay, so all other tables you see enable load will be checked. So so for this table I'm disabling this so that it will not be part of my data model anymore. So let me quickly close and apply this, or we can simply apply. Okay, now if I go to my table view, I don't see territory anymore, and even in my data model I don't see territory. So now I think we are all set with our data model, with our relationships. Now we can proceed with creating visuals in our report view. Okay, which we'll see cover it in our next video. So hope so far we have got some basic understanding of how to load a data and create a data model and to apply some basic transformation. Please do let me know in the comment section for any clarification. Thanks for watching.